Hey, this is Adam Torres, and I'm here to tell you that it has never been easier to start your very own podcast. At Mission Matters, our goal is to amplify stories that matter. That means we want to help you start your podcast because your story matters. We can do this in 3 different ways. 1, join our podcast school and take a free or paid course. 2, visit our resources page where we've already figured out what you need, such as where to host your podcast. Or 3, heck, we can even do everything for you through our podcast agency, including editing for cheaper than you can do in-house. Oh, and no contracts, services month to month. Get started by heading over to missionmatters.com and click on Start a Podcast. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Fitness Podcast, your source for all things fitness. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Simone Zienna on the line. He's founder and CTO over at Meta Nutrition. Simone, welcome to the show.
All right. Hi, Adam. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man, so I'm excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to get into Meta Nutrition with you. I know I had your other co-founder who's awesome, Austin Marks, on the show, and I know you know Melanie and Jonathan. I'm like, man, this whole LA fitness startup community is awesome. I'm like just one big happy fitness family. So I'm excited to get into Meta Nutrition. But before we do that, I want to give the audience just a little bit of a flavor for your background and how you got started. So how did you really get started in your career and on this entrepreneurial path?
Right. So I come from a family of all entrepreneurs. My uncle is an entrepreneur. My parents are entrepreneurs themselves. And then I always thought about like what I could do on my own, just to like, experiment new things. And like, my focus was always on like giving back to people, like provide a service that could like help some people. So one thing I used to do was personal training. I was a certified nutritionist and personal trainer. And then I started my own, personal training gig, where I would like just train my friends for, like training them an hour and so like without having any, gym affiliation. And, that's how I got started, I guess. Man, that's awesome. And so, coming from a family of entrepreneurs, not everybody does. And I know, some people, they still want to be entrepreneurs. Maybe there's some people out there that are listening to this that are like a little bit further belong, and they're not as far along, I should say, on their entrepreneurial journey. What kind of advice would you give to that newbie entrepreneur that maybe didn't have those influences of an uncle or family, and they're just like, they're getting out there and they're trying to figure it out? Right. I would say, so you're always going to hear a little voice in your head that says, like, what are you doing? Don't do whatever. It's a stupid idea. Don't listen to it. Like, whatever, like, I had it too many, many times. And, like, just whatever your idea is, like, it's worth it. Just experiment with it. Like, don't be afraid to fail or whatever. Like, you're always going to learn from it. So whatever you decide to do, or like if you have an idea that comes up in your head, just pursue it and go with it. Like you're always going to get something out of it.
That's great advice, and it cracks me up because when you say these little voices in the head, I'm like, man, I get that every day. Every day I got something saying, are you sure, Adam? You want to launch this new product? Is this a good campaign? Is it? I'm like,
Right.
It never ends. That's all I would piggyback on that, and it never ends. It doesn't matter how good the company is, how big you get. It doesn't matter. It never ends. That's just part of the process, right?
Tune out of that little, that little voice, and then.
Too good. So let's go into Meta Nutrition. So tell us, just to kick it off, tell us a little bit more about the evolution of the company and where you're at.
Sure. So initially, I started it when I was studying at USC, and so I was doing my personal training for my friends, and then I was also training some of the students there, and they kept on coming up like to me saying like, oh, I don't know what I should be eating, or I'm not sure like what I should be getting at the dining halls and so on. So I was just like, I'm studying computer science. I'm like learning how to make apps I'll put together something that tells you exactly what you should be eating at the dining halls based on your fitness goals and your dietary restrictions. And so I started doing that. Then it evolved into something for dining halls and universities in California. So I was in contact with 3 to 4 UCs, and then with Loma Linda too. And I was trying to go with that route, but unfortunately institutions are kind of slow, and that's not really good for a startup. So eventually, after like waiting for like 4 to 6 months just to get like a meeting or like get a decision from them, then I graduated, and then I decided like, okay, you know what, there's so much potential for this. Let's turn it into a B2C, and let's start it from the web. And that's how it basically evolved to Matter Nutrition, right? Sorry, what was the rest of the question? I forgot.
No. That's what I wanted to know, the evolution of Matter Nutrition. So where are you at today? So tell us about the platform now and where it stands today.
Right. So today I'd say we're pretty strong. We originally won an accolade from Product Hunt. We got first product of the day. So that really helped us getting things like getting out there, getting the brand out there, and so on. We're currently in the user acquisition phase, and we're communicating a lot with our users to make the platform like even better. We really value their feedback, and we try to, tune the algorithm or include more diets, or more foods, more customization. And so, right now we have the majority of the features that we wanted to have rolled out. New exciting things are coming out, such as recipes. A new diet, the pescatarian diet, is coming out, and also other features such as the pantry, so you'll be able to not just get a grocery list, but also keep track of what you currently have at home, and then see what recipes you can make with those foods on top of like what we have already with the diet plans and so on. So that's currently where we stand.
So tell us a little bit more about the kind of the user experience overall, and like how somebody signs up, and give us a little bit more for a feel, because there's a lot of people listening right now. Some people listen to the podcast because they are, fitness, they're in the fitness business. Some listening because they want to get, they want to up their fitness game. Tell us a little bit more about how the platform works overall, because I see this as like ways that many different, different niches could benefit from.
Sure. So from the very start, we wanted to make things as easy as possible for anybody that either is an expert in coming up with what they eat, and for a newbie that just wants to change their lifestyle and get healthier. So simplicity, it's always at the core of our design and what we do. So all the user needs to do is they sign up, they input their body information, dietary restrictions, and food preferences, and then as soon as they're done with that process, we automatically generate and calculate. So these are what your macros should be for your diet and for your needs. These are the calories you should be eating, and then after that, they just click on one button and they get the full list of meals that they're supposed to be eating for the day, and that tells you exactly how much and what you should be eating. And these are foods that you're familiar with, because we ask you first, like, what foods you like and what restrictions you have, and that's all. So after you have this list of meals generated for you, if you eat any of those, you just click on I ate this, and that tracks everything, like all your nutrients, automatically for you. So that's a big distinguishing factor compared to all the other calorie trackers, or MyFitnessPal or Lose It and so on, where the user needs to do like constant work, like everything you eat, you need to log it here and there, but they still give you basically like virtually no guidance as to what you should be eating. So like we take the exact opposite approach. Like we tell you, like you just click one button and I tell you exactly what you should be eating, and then it's tracked automatically.
Man, you just made it really easy for people, is what I'm seeing. Like it just it makes perfect sense because it's like most of the reason why people don't do a lot of these things, in my opinion, is it's just difficult. Like it's hard. You're like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So what you're doing is you're really making it to where it's like, hey, can you click a button and it's done, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Fantastic. So I know you have a promo coming up for the month of October. Tell us a little bit more about that and what you've created.
Yeah, so it's a promo that's exclusive to Mission Matters, the Mission Matters audience. All they need to do is just input the promo code Mission50, and the 50 users that create an account with that promo code will get a free month of Pro for free.
Fantastic. So I definitely want my users to go check that out, my listeners, I should say. So what's the best way for them to check it out and to get set up overall on the platform?
Right. So the best way would be through our main website. So our company website is www.mannu.com, and then from there, there's there's multiple sign up buttons all throughout the page that will redirect you to the web app, and then from there is just a 3-step sign up process where we ask you about your information and what you eat and all that, and then after you sign up, you log in. And you just need to start the free trial, and then on that modal, there's going to be a promo code bar. You punch in your promo code Mission50, and then you'll get your 1 month of Pro for free.
Fantastic. Well, Simone, let's give that website one more time.
So www.metnu.com. METNU.
Perfect. Well, appreciate you coming on the show again. Thanks for coming on, sharing some of your story, and also why you do what you do.
Thank you, Adam.
And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Fitness, definitely give us a subscribe there, and we'll be happy to keep the conversation going. Leave us some comments on the video. And Simone, thanks again for coming on the show.
All right. Thank you, Adam, again.